Hi guys, this is Cheryl with Architect Destiny. Thank you for tuning in for another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a subscriber or a frequent flyer, then welcome back. So what I want to share with you today is a new planner that I discovered and one that I am considering as my everyday carry for 2021. This is the Wonderland 222 planner, and I just happened upon it watching YouTube videos and on Instagram, and just began to look into it and discovered that, this could be something that would really work for me. So I before I jump in and do a plan with me for next week, I did want to share a little bit about this planner. As you can see, I have two books here. This is the actual planner, and then this is called the notebook. The planner has Tomoe River paper, as does the notebook. They both have Tomoe River paper, which I really like. And it is about the same size as my Hobonichi Techo Cousin Avec. As you can see, they are just pretty much exactly the same size. Bear in mind that the Wonderland 222 planner is a full 12-month planner, and the Avec is a 6-month planner. So if you're looking for a very space-saving planner, then the Wonderland 222 planner might be appealing for you. You would have all 12 months in this one thin book as opposed to 6 months in a book that's pretty much the same size. So just looking into the planner itself, the first few pages are an index. As you can see, this is a nice size grid paper, which I love grid paper. If I could write on nothing but grid paper, I would be a happy girl. I just love it. I love it more than lines. I don't care very much for dot grid, and definitely just plain white paper. I cannot write straight to save my life. So I love grid paper. It just is so functional for me. So anyway, you have a key, you have an index. There's like 3 pages of index. Then you come to the yearly overview, and it has 2020 through 2023. So you have the previous year, and then the current year, and the next 2 years on the overview. Then you have a Calendex type yearly overview, very similar to the Hobonichi. I'll just show you in here. This is the Hobonichi Calendex. Has a little color on it, and then the Japanese writing, of course. This is not a Japanese planner, so there's no Japanese writing. This is all in English. And the Wonderland 222. So you have the Calendex, and then you have the space at the bottom for notes and things like that. This is a little different in the Wonderland 222 because they have quarterly planner pages. You have here the 3 months in the quarter, January, February, March, and then you have note pages over here. So as I was thinking about how I could use this, I thought, perhaps I could use this as my goal planning pages and put my goal stickers here with my checklists of goals, and then I can make notes on the side about, how I'm going to achieve those goals, what kind of monthly plans or weekly plans or daily plans I might need to accomplish my goals. So you have first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter and fourth quarter. So you have those quarterly pages. That's one thing that's different from the Hobonichi Techo Cousin. Another thing that's different from the Hobonichi Cousin is the routine trackers or project timelines. I would use these as habit trackers. I think this is amazing that this is already set up for the full year in the front of the planner. I am just very excited about that. I have been tracking my habits in my weekly pages. I started off initially, honestly, with monthly habit trackers, and I did find it hard to keep up with because I had to go to a separate place in my planner to update my trackers. So, which is why I moved to the weekly trackers, and I condensed my tracking. Because there's so much space here, there's always a tendency to fill this up, this spread up with lots of things to track, and some of those things may not need to be tracked, which is what I found myself doing. So for the last year, I have had a very condensed tracker, and I've been doing my tracking on my weekly spread. But particularly in this book, and I will show you when we get to the weekly spreads, this would come in handy because there is not really enough space on the weekly spread for me to lay out my week the way I have been. So I would be in need of another place to track my habits. So I think this would work really well. I would just really have to train myself to be sure on a daily basis to go back to my trackers and update them. But as you can see, another neat thing is that the Wonderland Planner starts in November. It starts in November, so for all intents and purposes, I can be using this right now, which I think I will. Just use it through the end of the year and just get a really good feel for it so that I can make my decision about what I'm going to use next year. Am I going to use the Wonderland or am I going to use my Hobonichi? So, these are the monthly trackers, lots and lots of space to track lots of habits if you so choose. Just going to flip all the way through to the end, and then we come to the monthlies. In each monthly section, well, this is a notes page after the habit tracker. Each monthly section has an overview. And you can see I went ahead and back planned my November just to get a feel for it, and I think it looks really cute. So it has the monthly overview. It has, and I probably would use this, I don't know, maybe for some monthly goal planning, just kind of fleshing out my goals from my goal planning section for the month and just really getting a game plan for how to tackle, or maybe doing a mind map for the month or something like that. I would probably use to choose the space for that. Then this is the month on 2 pages. It does have last month and next month, the small calendars here in the corner, which is nice. One thing that I don't particularly care for in the November pages is that, see here, it divides this box. There's like one extra day in November on a Monday, and it divides this one box between the 23rd and the 30th. I don't really like that. I would prefer if there was just another separate row down here with the 30th having a full box all to itself, because if I have very busy days and I only have this tiny little box, I think that might not work very well for me. So that's one thing that I noticed that I don't particularly care for in the monthly layout. The rest of it is pretty similar to the Hobonichi, except for the 2 monthly overviews here, last month and next month. Then I did a little playing around here with this week to see what, and I didn't finish planning, but to see what it would look like. And I'll turn to a blank page and just show you. This is the weekly layout for the Wonderland Planner. So you do have the space at the top that's kind of delineated with a darker line. You can probably see that pretty well. It's delineated with a darker line where you could use the space for tracking your weather, putting birthdays, anniversaries, or special days at the top, or whatever you would choose to put in this area. I will probably use it similar to what I do in my Hobonichi, just using it for birthdays, anniversaries, and marking my weather and things like that. Then you have this space here with the hourly schedule, and it goes from 7 a.m. to, what's 21? 10 p.m.? Yeah. Or 9? What's 21? I think it's 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. is what the timeline marks. And then you have the space at the bottom that you can use for daily tasks, or I'll probably use it for my categorized task, similar to my Hobonichi. Now, friends, the weekly spread may cause me some pause because I am so used to having my sidebar where I document my weekly to-dos. That has become just a key part of my weekly planning. There's some things that I would allocate to the day that I know I need to do this task on this day, and I will go ahead and put it on the day. But there are a lot of tasks that there's no particular time when they have to be done. I don't want to designate at the beginning of the week when I'm going to do them. I just want to plug them in whenever they fit and just continually throughout the week review my weekly task list and pull things from it and check them off. And that's how I like to plan my week. There is no weekly task list here, so I would have to come up with some kind of workaround for that. I do have a page marker dashboard for my week. I could put a checklist sticky note on there with my weekly task list and just keep it on my dashboard. That's one thought that I have had for how I will work around not having that sidebar. But we'll see. I'm gonna plan for this week and see how it works. So we also have another thing that causes me pause with the weekly spread, and that they stack Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday do not get a full column in the spread. So, and then also there's this grayish, tannish color that the weekend, I don't really care for that, because I like to use my Tombos and my mild liners to, sometimes to delineate the sections of my spread. And, I just don't really care for the tannish gray section, colors on the weekend section. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for me, having the weekend stacked this way. We will give it a try. Again, the weeks start in November, so I can begin using this right now and use it through the end of the year. But as you can see, it started off with I'll just go back and show you again. Starts off with an overview, the 2-page monthly spread, the 2 pages per week, vertical layout, and then it goes through the weeks, and then at the end of the week you have a November review, and it's kind of segmented, and there's boxes that you can maybe use for different things, but it's basically just a full page of grid that you can use to do your review for the month. And then it starts over again with a December overview, monthly pages, weeklies, etc. That is something that I really do like, that I did not so much appreciate with the Hobonichi Cousin. I do like having my month followed by the weeks in that month, as opposed to having all 12 months or all 6 months together, then all the weeks together, then all the days together. That causes me to have 2 sets of tabs. Well, I could, for all intents and purposes, have 3 sets of tabs if I chose to tab my months for the monthlies, and then also the months for the weeklies, and also the months for the dailies, but I chose to not tab the weeklies. So having them all together, having the weeks and the months together, means I can just use 1 set of tabs, which I really like the idea of that. So it goes all the way through the end of the year with that set up. And then as you can see, I've already started kind of thinking, how could I use these pages? There are 72 blank grid pages in the back that you can use however you like. They do have the little a little area here where if you chose to use them for dailies that you could put a date, or if you chose to take notes at a meeting and you wanted to put the date, you could do that. But it does have the timeline. It has 24 hours here that you could use if you wanted to put your schedule here. So you can use these pages any way you like. This is appealing to me because I found that in my planner supplement, my A5 Stalogy that I've been using for the last year, I have some things in there probably that I don't need to have in there. They're not as permanent as some of the other things in that book. For instance, my finance trackers. My finance trackers are eventually going to run out. I'm going to run out of pages for that, and I will not be able to track anymore my finances in my Stalogy, in my planner supplement. So for me, in thinking about what things can I transfer out of my more permanent notebook into my planner, the first thing I thought of was my finance trackers, because I can put those pages in the back here. There are plenty of pages for me to track finances for 1 year. This is a 1-year planner. And that way, all of my planning, all of my tracking for my finances, my tracking for my habits, and whatever else I choose to put in here. And there are a few other things I was going to pull out as well, like my bill tracker, my credit card trackers, my savings trackers, my notes pages, and maybe a few other things I will pull out and put in here so that my Stalogy will truly be a more permanent notebook. So yeah, I really do like this about the Wonderland 222 planner. I don't have the dailies, which I was beginning to kind of feel like in my Hobonichi that I was replicating in my dailies what I had in my weeklies. If I would basically pull these to-dos from this week and put them back here on my daily. And then anything that I didn't do on Monday, I would migrate it to Tuesday on my dailies. I don't migrate things from day to day to day to day in my weekly spread because, for one thing, there's no room. And secondly, I think it would just be horribly messy and cramped. I do like a full spread, but I don't want it to look messy. And I think that would look very messy. So I don't migrate from day to day in my weeklies, but I do migrate from day to day in my dailies. So when I look at Tuesday, I see everything that I need to do on Tuesday. And that may include some things that I didn't do on Monday, which this is exactly the case here. Cooking and running the dishwasher, I most certainly did not do that on my anniversary. So I migrated those things to here. So that is my idea with the Wonderland planner, is that I can move some of the things from my reference notebook, Stalogy, planner supplement to the back pages of this book to make it more of a one book system, so to speak, in that most of the things that I always need to have with me would be in this book. And if I so chose, I could even just take my reference book out of my cover and leave it at home and not feel like, oh my goodness, there's probably something in there I'm going to need while I'm, if I'm at the office or traveling for the weekend or whatever. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking at for 2021. And I wanted to also just show you very quickly, even though I'm not going to be using this right away, I do still have pages in my Stalogy that I could continue to use. I've also thought about condensing my reference notebook down even further to a 180-page Paper Penguin Co. notebook, which would be even more slimline in my cover. So I've got a lot of things in my mind. So I will not be using the Wonderland 222 notebook initially for anything, but I am going to just have it in my stash because I'm sure I will pull it out when it's time to do a new reference notebook maybe, or if I want to just break out Architect Destiny and use a totally separate book for that. So yeah, this is just a beautiful notebook with, the pages are numbered too. I didn't mention that. That's something really nice. 365 pages. The pages are already numbered in this notebook. So I love that. And same as the calendar planner, it has a key and index pages, and then it goes straight into the blank grid pages. So just as far as the texture of the cover, I did want to mention that. The Hobonichi has this very hard, durable, shiny, kind of shiny, smooth cover. The Wonderland planner has this very smooth, velvety texture to it, which it feels really soft. It almost feels like I'm scared I'm gonna like scratch it with my fingernail and mess it up. So yeah, it is a very soft and silky, velvety feel to it, even though it's smooth, but it's softer. It's still pretty durable. That's kind of a cardstocky kind of cover. But it just has this velvety kind of feel to it, like you'd be scared you're going to scratch it or something. What I will do with this as I'm beginning to plan in it is put it in my Lauren Phelps Designs cover. And I'll go ahead and do that right now. I'm losing my light, so I think I'm going to come back in the morning and finish my, and do my plan with me. I'm losing my daylight here. It's been cloudy all day, and it's not that late in the evening, but it's just getting dark because it's so cloudy. So I'm gonna put my planner in the Lauren Phelps Designs cover for now to protect it, and I just like the way that looks. It's a nice fit. And the Lauren Phelps Designs cover does have pockets in it, which I think is really neat. I can't get my finger in there now, but it has 3 pockets here, and then in the back there are 2 pockets. They're vertical pockets this way. So there's space to store things. You can always tuck something in the back here if you want, and as well, or here. Or you can decorate the inside of the notebook or whatever you want to do. But yeah, as I'm beginning to plan in this and play around with it, I'm going to keep it in this clear cover for now. So I am going to just kind of wrap up the product review on that note and just say, you know, there are some things that that kind of give me pause about planning in the Wonderland 222. But there are also some things that are really exciting, that I really like, that I've been wanting and looking for, that I think I'm going to enjoy, like having my habit trackers already laid out for me, having the months and the weeks of the month together, and then having the extra note pages in the back. Those things are very exciting, so I'm going to play around with this for the next few weeks and see what I come up with. And I just welcome you guys to go on that journey with me and see what I figure out for 2021. So it'll be a couple of seconds for you guys, but it'll be tomorrow morning for me when I come back and do my plan with me. So take care, guys. See you in a little bit. Hi, guys. I'm back. It is Monday morning. It's only been a couple seconds for you, but I've had a good night's sleep and I've got some sunshine coming through my window, so the video should be a little brighter and crisper for the plan with me part. So I am back to plan this week in my Wonderland 222 planner. And so I'm just going to flip to the pages and we will get started. So this is the week of November 16th through the 22nd. So I have selected a Tombow color. This is number 158. This pretty, kind of a light olivey green color. And I've got my Tombow Futonosuke brush pen that I will probably use for my headers. And then of course my my go-to pen, my Uni Jetstream F4. So I will be using that. Or not F4, but I think it's called 4-in-1. So here we go. I have already planned out my week in my Hobonichi to make this easier for me so that it won't take so long, since I am kind of testing this out and trying to see what's going to work for me. So I will be referring to that as I go through and put the week together. So I'm going to start out with just kind of blocking out my sections as I do in my Hobonichi. So I think I'm going to, I want to leave enough room for to-dos here. I'm going to put my weather at the top and my Coffee Monday. My weekends are stacked, so I'm going to have to address that in a little bit. And guys, forgive me, but I'm thinking through this along with you for the ride. So, yeah, I've not got this figured out by any stretch. This is a test. And I also apologize for my scruffy voice. It is in the morning, and I'm just having my coffee. And so I don't really sound like I'm fully awake because it is kind of early. So let's see, I'm going to, I also have to account for the fact that I don't have a space for my weekly task list, which I talked about earlier. I am going to use this section down below for my categorized task list, but I don't have as many spaces. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can't really use this because I'm probably going to need this space for Sunday. So I've got 5 spaces for my categorized lists, whereas I had 8 spaces here. So I'm going to have to decide which of these I'm going to not put. There's the garbage truck. Sorry for that. I never film in the morning, so I don't have to contend with all the morning noises. But anyway, I was thinking a little bit about this. I don't particularly have to have notes on this page. I've got them in my Stalogy. I don't particularly have to have weighting on because I've got that in my Stalogy. And my habits will be in my monthly section. So with that in mind, I can use the 4 bottom sections here for contact, meals, bills, to buy, and I probably don't have to have errands either because I will put these things in my to-do section. Or if I have something particular that I'm going to buy someplace, I can put it in the to-buy list and just note that I have a coupon or whatever, and then I can decide which day I'm going to run that errand. So in thinking through this, I'm thinking the only categories I need in my weekly are contact, meals, bills, and to buy. So with that in mind, let me go ahead and put those in. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm in frame. I'm just gonna put a little splotch of color here. Okay, so I do have 5 sections, so I can't put errands. I'm getting lost in what I'm saying. So I'm going to put contact, meals, bills, to buy, and errands. So I'm going to write those in real quick. Okay, so I've got that. Then I'm going to just go ahead and write in what I have. Since I have the luxury of already having this pre-planned, I'm going to go ahead and just write in the things that I need to put in my categorized lists. Okay, so I've gotten my categorized lists filled in. So now I'm going to go back up and work on the top section. So I'm going to put I'm going to section off my work time. Let's see how I want to do that. Maybe I will just go ahead and do the lines all the way across so that I can fill in my work hours. I know the lines are not going to be straight, but I'm going to do it this way. This color is really pretty. I like it a lot. And here. Another thing that I will mention about the Wonderland planner, the columns are a lot wider than in the Hobonichi. So because I write so small, I almost feel like I've got wasted space. I mean, kind of look down here at the bottom. I feel like I've got there are 4 grid spaces left in this column and 3 in this column and 4 here. I feel like that's wasted space for me, that I could use the narrower columns and then have my weekend not stacked and have a task list on the side, a sidebar. So that's another consideration I have as I'm evaluating this planner, is that I feel like because I write small, I will be wasting a lot of space that could be usable. So I could do with the smaller columns that I have in the Hobonichi. So that's a little feedback on that. Okay, so my work hours, I need 2 spaces. So I'm going to put a line here. Okay. I'm going to go in with my Tombow and put in work. And I have Friday off, so I'm going to put in day off. Okay. Then I will proceed with putting in my day and time specific activities for the week. I'm using these big dots. I usually use my little small Planner Kate or Nicole Hutch Designs transparent dots, but I also have these. These are from Stalogy, and I found them at the Container Store. So I'm going to use these today. Take up a little bit more space in this big old column. All right, those are all of my timed activities. Now I'm just going to go in with my to-dos. Okay, so here we are. Let's see, I have one more thing I want to put in. My mom is coming to help out since I'm having my little procedure. So she will be here on Thursday through the weekend. Okay. If I had my weekend straight across, I could draw a line. Here I have to go boop, boop. Okay, but anyway, I won't quibble about that. I just need my ruler. I will know what the line means, that she will be here through Sunday. So if I put a line there, okay, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to stop the line on Friday so that I will have room to write my weather and put a weekend banner if I want to put one there. So I will just know that my mom will be here all the way through the weekend. Then I have a birthday that I need to put in as well on Thursday. Okay, birthday. Balloons for Thursday. Yeah, guys, okay. All right, so I'm seeing maybe I'm not going to put the birthday there because that's where I'm going to put my weather. So I'm going to put the birthday here since I have some blank space. Okay, so now for the weekend banner, I've got my weekend banner stickers are so big. This is the right color for this. That would be nice with the color Tombow I used, but I think it's going to be too wide. Well, that may work. Let's see. Okay. I think that'll be fine. I'm leaving some room at the top for my weather. Okay. That works there. Okay. What else do I have to do? I could try to put in some stickers. How much time? Let's see, I'm already way into this video. We're about an hour now, but then I'm going to speed up part of it. So, okay, this probably has been long enough for the video. So you can kind of see what this is looking like in my Wonderland 222. I will put my weather at the top and here on the weekends. I still have room for some more to-dos there. I will put my work hours here. And yeah, these are all my appointments and time-specific activities. So that's what my Wonderland is looking like, guys. I don't know that anybody has date covers that will fit this. I have not even looked into that. Maybe Erin Condren date covers will fit these columns. I don't know. So I will have to look into that. If anybody out there already uses a Wonderland planner and you have found date covers that fit these columns, please put it in the comments and let me know what you found. That'll save me a little research time. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the plan with me and my Wonderland 222 planner, and I hope the product review information was helpful for you if you're still deciding what you're going to use for 2021. So with that, I'm going to sign off and say I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.